Alright, a game recap. So, record is 39-24-1. That also counts this week as well. As in week 13, the Patriots beat the Bills 14-10. Not a great game. It was windy. It was hard to play in. I thought the Bills were going to be better. They were not. Especially if Josh Allen can throw the way he can throw, you got to give him more chances to throw because you can't run the ball at all. Entering week 14, the Vikings beat the Steelers 36-28. This is the concerning thing if I'm the Vikings. You were up 29. Okay? 29 points you are up. And you almost lose. 29-0. And you almost lose. We got to figure this out at this point. If I'm the Vikings, figure it out on defense. You have to. At this point, it's not working. The Cowboys beat the Washington football team, 27-20. It was 24-0. Then there was a little bit of a comeback by the Washington football team. The defense for the Cowboys played great until the end, which they kind of gave up a few things. Dak did not play very well. There is a little concern by that, but I agree with Rex Ryan said on Get Up this morning. He's putting so much pressure on himself, and these expectations are so high for himself that he's playing less aggressive. They used to take shots down the field multiple times a game, multiple times a quarter, and now they do it only once or twice a game. They don't do it for whatever reason. They can't run the ball very well because of Zeke's injury. Tony Pollard's out. It's kind of weird. The defense has bailed them out the last few weeks. Now, hopefully this New York game, they'll be better. We have no idea who's the quarterback for the New York Giants. Whether it's Glennon or the return of Daniel Jones, who knows? We'll only know in a couple days. But big props by the defense of Neville Gallimore getting a sack in his return game, Randy Gregory getting a sack, fumble, and an interception in his return game that actually sealed the game for the Cowboys. DeMarcus Lawrence getting a sack. Huge. Michael Parsons getting 2 sacks. I kept saying in the game, wow, he's an animal. You can't stop him. Try and stop him. It won't work. I am a little concerned by how this offense is at this point. But as Burkhardt and Olsen said, heading into that game, they had only been on the field, all three of them, Cooper, Gallup, and Lamb, had only been on the field 68 plays. It's not a lot. The hope is they will get more in sync as the year goes on. The Bucks beat the Bills in overtime 33-27 on a Brashard Perriman touchdown that was actually Brady's 700th touchdown pass, including regular season and postseason. But a great job. Again, a game that they were far ahead, 21 points, and then the Bills come back. So I'm a little concerned by the Bucks defense, but I'm concerned also at the Bills defense and offense, because when they lost Tre'Davious White, they've not been able to cover anyone, and they've struggled when they can't run the football and Josh Allen isn't having a good game. They can't do anything. So I am concerned of the Bucks defense, but I'm more concerned as the Bills as a whole. 49ers beat the Bengals 26-23. Great game. The Bengals again made it close. They brought into overtime. A great play by Brandon Ayuk to go score a touchdown and win the game. And finally, the Packers beat the Bears 45-30. It was a good game by the Bears, just a better game by the Packers. It's a little inexperienced, but it will get there as soon. They just gotta give Fields a little more confidence. He was playing with injured ribs, but he was okay throughout the game. Alright, our predictions. So, when we tape this, the Cardinals and Rams have not played. The Cardinals are still favored. I'm taking the Cardinals to win. The last time they were against the Rams, they wiped out the Rams. I predict that's going to happen again. Cards are going to win. Scores 35-20. Heading into week 15, Thursday night game, Chiefs vs. Chargers. Chargers are getting plus 3.5. I'm hoping the Chargers don't do what the Raiders do or did, because the two times they faced the Chiefs, they lost, and they lost badly. So if I'm the Chargers, who are a much better team than the Raiders are, I predict they can win. Close game. It will be a close game through the whole thing, but I think Herbert has a great day. Chargers win, scores 28-24. Patriots vs. Colts. Colts are favored by 2. Similar teams, very similar teams. Both teams run the football very well, but I'm taking the Colts to win because I trust more Frank Reich in this offense, because I think this game's not going to just come down to the run game. It's going to come down to which quarterback is actually going to make the throws when needed. I don't trust Mac Jones in that element, because if they don't run the ball very well, he's not the greatest. He's been pretty good, but if they can't run the ball, they may be in trouble. But I have the Colts winning scores 31-24. Cowboys vs. Giants. Giants are getting plus 10.5. If Glennon plays, this should be more. If Glennon doesn't play and it's Jones, it could be around this area, maybe a little less. But I still have the Cowboys winning. Their defense is playing amazing right now. The return of Neville Gallimore, Randy Gregory, and also Tristan Hill from his suspension, it was destroying the Washington football team. And then DeMarcus Lawrence looks like what he looks like without having to play injured. It's remarkable. The secondary looks really good for the Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys to win. Score, it won't be close, actually. I think the Cowboys are going to win 38-20. Titans vs. Steelers. Steelers are getting plus 2. Julio is back. No guarantee if A.J. Brown will be back. King Henry won't be back. I have Steelers winning. The expectation is that T.J. Watt may be back. I have Steelers winning 35-28. Packers vs. Ravens. Ravens are getting plus 6.5. Packers have been playing well. Potentially no Lamar Jackson. We'll see how that goes. I'm taking the Packers. In Baltimore. Scores 28-21. Seahawks vs. Rams. Rams favored by 7. Seahawks have been playing well. I, however, going to take the Rams. I don't trust the Seattle secondary. Rams are going to win 42-28. And finally, Saints at Bucks. Bucks are favored by 11. But it seems like the Saints have Tom Brady's number and the Buccaneers' number, because they've swept him twice in the last 2 years. And they've won the 5 times they've played. I'm taking the Saints. It's going to be a weird game. Saints are going to win, however. Scores 28-24.